Hey guys, my name is Ian and this is going to be my first ever YouTube video. This video is going to be the re-review of the iPhone 6s 1 year after it launched running iOS 10. We all know that the iPhone 6s has the great design with the 7000 series aluminum. It has the unique 3D touchscreen and it runs a stable operating system. Apple's motto for the iPhone 6s back in 2015 is "The only thing that's changed is everything," highlighting that the brand knows this is a phone that looks similar to the 2014 model and yet has unique features. Built upon that is iOS 10, which is far different from what iOS 8 and 9 were. Newer is better. If you're gonna buy a new iPhone, the iPhone 7 is obviously the best bet. It has a slightly longer battery life, a better camera, fast, and has protection against water, that's IP67. However, many of those changes are slight and small. The iPhone 6s, for the lower price, possibly $300 lower if you buy from Amazon, suddenly becomes a very attractive option over the iPhone 7. While that might sound stupid to some people, I would choose to buy this phone because of the huge price gap and the small differences. The iPhone 7 is more of an iPhone 6s rather than a new flagship smartphone. Is basically the iPhone 6 in every way when it comes to chassis. There are very subtle differences such as a slightly thicker frame, only millimeters thicker, and a little more heft. But it's so slight that there's obviously no differences at all. You cannot tell the difference. And also, the difference between the iPhone 7 is minimal. The only difference between the 6s and the 7 are the camera bump and the antenna bands. But that's not really a big difference, is it? No, it's not. If you're someone who uses cases a lot for your iPhone 6s, jumping to the iPhone 7, some of those cases may not fit due to the obviously before mentioned larger camera bump. So yeah, if you're gonna use a case, you probably might need to buy a new case from a manufacturer like the Spiegel. iPhone 7 and the iPhone 6s have a really similar screen. The only difference is the gamut, and it's noticeable. However, it's not that noticeable that it makes me want to jump from the iPhone 6s bandwagon to the iPhone 7 bandwagon. The iPhone 7 and the 6s share the 4.7-inch screen with the 750p resolution, which keeps it firmly in the retina range that the firm debuted all the way back with the iPhone 4. So yeah, same screen, no difference at all 2 years after the iPhone 6. The screen of the iPhone 7 Plus and the iPhone 6s Plus are both 1080p. However, we are comparing the 6s with the iPhone 7 and seeing if the 6s is still a good phone to use in 2016 running iOS 10. The iPhone 6s display is clear, bright, laminated to the glass, and pretty colorful. It's not gonna pop like an AMOLED display from a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, Note 7. However, it's good enough. You can watch your typical YouTube videos, and it's alright. Next thing is 3D Touch. In 2015, Apple obviously introduced 3D Touch, the pressure-sensitive screen that allows you to press firmly on your phone to interact with the phone in different ways using the software. For example, you can 3D touch a notification to pop into it and see if there's anything you want to interact with, or if you want to reply to a text message. Apple's been hard at work integrating the Force Touch technology from its Apple Watch and the MacBook Pro to the iPhone 6s. And while there are differences between iOS 9 and iOS 10, all the 3D touch differences between the iPhone 6s and iPhone 7 are none, because both run iOS 10, obviously. So if you're worried that the iPhone 7 is going to be superior because of 3D touch, you're wrong. It's still the same. I will talk about 3D touch more in the camera section, however, it is worth talking about it. The live photos feature of the iPhone 6s, 7 Plus, and 6s Plus, obviously, are basically an animated GIF or GIF 1.5 seconds before and after you've taken a photo. It's pretty cool, and with audio captured, the idea is that the moment is added into the photo, making it a live photo, obviously. Using 3D Touch, you'll be able to see the story behind the photo. This obviously is not a new idea, as HTC, Nokia, and Samsung have all tried to do it in the past, with no success. However, the live photos feature is more of a gimmick rather than a game-changing feature, and should not be something that you need to use to get the best out of the phone. And it's something which you must not decide over to see if you're gonna buy an iPhone 6, 6S. This phone was the fastest phone of 2015, hands down. Apple upgraded the engine in the middle of the iPhone in 2015, bringing the 6S into the 2015 year with its fastest chipset ever. The A9 chip has a variety of different upgrades, with things such as the M9 coprocessor enabling the phone to record even more motion without impacting its battery life, and being able to say "Hey Siri" to activate Siri without obviously interacting, pressing the home button. While the iPhone 7 may be faster, the iPhone 6S is still one of the fastest phones of 2015 and 16. But in general day-to-day use, there doesn't seem to be many differences. Browsing through apps is as snappy as ever, a bit with a slight delay if you got animations enabled, if you're playing a very graphic intensive game, and there's really nothing different in speed between the iPhone 7 and the 6S. What was notably absent from the unveiling event was the claims of longer battery life back in 2015, which you'd have assumed that improved CPU would have offered. However, it seems that Apple has decided to use that improved power to deliver 3D touch and more powerful graphics rather than extending the battery life of the iPhone 6S from the iPhone 6. With iOS 10, you obviously have the unique feature to raise your phone to wake for iPhones. This is handy because the iPhone 6S and iOS 9 was notorious for the fact that if you were to open your phone using your fingerprint enabled finger to unlock your phone and see the notifications, you'd actually just blow past the lock screen and just miss all of your notifications. However, thanks to iOS 10, you can just raise your phone to wake and see the notifications, and you still get the blistering fast Touch ID sensor. The speakers on the iPhone 6S are alright. They're good enough so that you can tell your friends that you have something to show them and they can hear it across the room. It's not gonna beat any front-facing pair of speakers on a phone such as the Nexus 6P. However, it is good enough. It's alright, and it's loud, reaching just around 100 decibels. However, it is not that tinny. It is good enough. The camera app on the iPhone 6S is very similar to previous years, with small tweaks added in each year. Thanks to iOS 10, there are some notable differences, with most not being that noticeable, such as the front and rear facing switch allows you to switch between both modes has been moved from the top right corner to the bottom right corner. It's handy since you don't have to move your thumb all the way up to the top right. Rather, you can just do it from the bottom right. First is live photos, which I've briefly talked about. It's not special, it's just a GIF, obviously. It's hardly a new idea also. Although the integration here is impressive thanks to the integration between this 3D touch display and live photos. I've used this camera for the entire year, and I've quite enjoyed live photos, far more than I thought I would. 90% of what I took is boring, some of them is just my pocket. It's funny to see how some boring photos become interesting. Then again, there was some weird speeding up in the footage and a really choppy look to the things, but the magic of the night was brilliantly captured for me. The camera itself is good, with a bump from 8 megapixels to 12. The sensor can capture more than ever before, letting you zoom in a little more and get more refinement in your pictures. Apple doesn't seem to have upgraded the camera much here, beyond bumping the megapixel number though. The launch focused on the fact that the pixels are more adept than ever at focusing quickly and eliminating cross-talk, and that's fine. Its focus can't compete with the Note 7, S7, or S7 Edge, however it's good enough. The iPhone 6S comes with a 5 megapixel camera, while the iPhone 7 comes with a 7 megapixel camera. And in my opinion, if you want selfies, go for the iPhone 7. There is a unique feature called front flash that allows you to obviously flash the front of your display. So if you're taking selfies in the evening, it allows you to get that light which you might really need to take the perfect Instagram Now for the main part of the video, the software. iOS 10 is much different than iOS 9. You no longer have the swipe to unlock your phone gesture. Rather, you're greeted with widgets showing you your music, your events, weather, time, and more. And to unlock your phone, you have to press on the home button. Swiping to the right from the left, you're greeted with the camera shortcut, which is a nice change rather than the slide from the bottom right corner. You have the new Home app, which allows you to control all of your smart home appliances and electronics, such as your Philips Hue smart LED bulbs and your Nest and more. There's a new News app, which I won't go into. There's added 3D touch support in iOS 10, allowing you to view notifications inside folders and to rename your folder. There's some improvements in all the apps, basic stuff. New wallpaper, new extra features in Spotlight, search, more proactive Siri. All there the good are tons stuff. Of new changes in the home screen and navigating through the user interface. Your control center is now much different, which features different elements borrowed from the Apple Watch, such as the colorful icons for your airplane mode, Wi-Fi toggle, Bluetooth toggle, do not disturb toggle, and the rotation lock toggle. There are also 3D touch support for the bottom row of icons. So if you want to take a selfie, video, slow-mo, photo, you can copy your last result from your calculator, set an alarm or a stopwatch, and you can choose how bright the flashlight is. So you want a not so bright flashlight, a medium one, or a bright one, which is a nice touch. Your music controls are much more different now. So if we go to songs, let's say we just play a song. It's much different. The toggles, the controls, gestures, design is different in every way. It's slightly more unique. It's a nicer design in my opinion, and I commend Apple for changing it in such a beautiful, elegant way. You have a lot of 3D touch integration here. You 3D touch into your albums to remove it, add to a playlist, play next, or want to like it or dislike it. And like I said, there are 3D touch animations spread throughout iOS 10, such as the ability to 3D touch into a message and just interact with the message itself completely right in the box. So yeah, it's a good update, and not to mention that there is no speed difference. Apple used to be notorious for the fact that if you updated your phone to a new iOS version, your phone would just get slow, like really slow. However, at iOS 10 there is no major degradation of speed at all. It's fast, it's fluid, everywhere. It's basically iOS 9 with more features and not slower at all. And to wrap up this review, the iPhone 6s is still a great phone in 2016. There have been great phones that have come out this year, such as the Moto Z, LG G5, S7, S7 Edge, Note 7, and the soon-to-be launched Google Pixel phones, and the LG V20, and obviously the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. The phone obviously has the great design and the great iOS, but however, there are a lot of quirks. There's poor battery life, live photos don't always work, and there are a lot of bugs from time to time in the live photos, and the price is high for a low resolution screen. the price difference between the iPhone 6s and the 7 is noticeable. I mean, it's around $100, and you can buy an iPhone 6s from Amazon for $475. Yes, it's more than the iPhone SE. However, there are not that many differences between the SE and the 6s, which are only some. So, in short, I think that if you're willing to spend $475 rather than $700 to $800, I would pick the iPhone 6s. It's fast, great camera, and everything Apple has to throw at you. It's just great. Thank you. Peace out.